but the APC still lost, and by quite a significant margin. What did the APC get wrong? I read Dayo Israel's article talking about how you need to bring in more young people, the women, you excluded these demography, and we saw how that worked in the favor of the Osun State governor's re-election. What are some of the things that the APC got wrong in Osun State, despite the resources deployed?
Well, I don't think we got anything wrong, really. We did our best. I mean, we did what we thought could make us win the election. But of course, here and there, at the back end, we're discussing to see the details of really what has happened. We did everything possible, humanly possible, to win the election. And kudos also to our government. I mean, the government of this country, I mean, the federal government, in such a way that all the political pundits who thought that APC was going to just take it, and APC was just going to write the results and so on. Things happened the way they did. And Osun people decided they wanted Accord Party. And so be it. And honestly, I congratulate the people of Osun State, because this is democracy. I mean, we also defeated as a government, the national government, we defeated government, another party, and came in. So, to me, no victor, no vanquished. This is our country, and this is how it's supposed to be. Whatever the people... Can I rephrase the question?
What would the APC do differently? What would the APC do differently?
Well, probably Okay, because, there's a lot of internal wranglings amongst our members, in Osun State. There are people who are not happy with our candidate, which is true. Some people were happy with the candidate. So in terms of choice of candidate, probably that's what we have to look at, to make sure that probably the person who has the largest followership amongst the party members is put up for election. Because certainly some members of our party did not do what they're supposed to do, because out of anger, really. They didn't like our candidates, so that's the major problem internally that we had. It's amongst us. So this, to me, APC defeated itself in Osun State. Certainly, that's what happened.
Okay, so if we're to look at Senator Omishore, APC National Secretary, Dr. Basiru, and former Governor Oyetola, which of those three people carry the most burden in the analysis that you've given? Who do you really think carries the weight of the responsibility of what happened? Because those are three names that are being thrown around. Who there should, come back to the party and apologize for their role in the party defeating itself?
Certain things are not meant for public consumption, really. Certain things need to be discussed internally. So I'm not going to come on national TV to tell you which of our leaders there is to blame. So we probably, as a party, take responsibility, full responsibility of the loss.
Amongst those three?
No. I say we, the leaders, including me from Jigawa State as the chieftain of APC. I mean, I also take responsibility, because it's all of us that have lost the election. It's not about just the Osun APC members. If we had won, all members of APC would have been jubilating. So the loss is ours. But what I said, look, this is democracy. No matter how bad we feel, no matter what we think of the election or the result, the people of Osun State have said they wanted Accord. And so be it. And we're glad they got what they wanted. That's it.
Okay. I mean, it's good to see you once again and talk to you. It's not an easy one, really on the back of an election loss after you've had many wins. But I'm sure the name Babafemi Ojodu rings a bell can I use the word APC
yes.
Dom? And he said a couple of things while he was trying to decipher why the loss happened. He talked about the role of people like Fadansi and the words he said, Senator Fadansi. He talked about many other things. He talked about the freezing of the account. I want to add some other things to it. The local government debacle that had been on for a while. Also, I want to add, probably the role of Omishore, how Omishore was treated. Because this was an Omishore that was your path to victory, even if Adeleke will say now, no, he won that 2018 election, but this was an Omishore that was your path to victory in that 2018 election, because if he had not disrupted the ecosystem of the vote by getting over 120,000 votes that led Oyetola and Adeleke to slug it out, and there was a rerun, and that would not have come to be. And, he also cited Oyetola's role there. He cited Adeleke's public adulation and irrepressible dance step, which one of your governors started to criticize him for, Governor Kpebolo. He talked about the Davido factor, talked about the Osun people, and, many things. The question I want to ask you is, honestly, and there's something I love about you, and I tell you the sentiment every time, because you are one of the most objective and clear across the fold of the APC when it comes to analysis. I mean, you have not crossed that Rubicon of being very hardline that you don't hear another person's logic. And that's one thing I admire you greatly for. And I tell you that every time, and I'm saying it on the air today. And that's why I have great admiration for you.
Well, thank you.
Do you think...
Thank you, Rufai.
Do you think you guys overplayed the federal might too much? That it frustrated and sort of like balkanized the Osun people?
Well, you see, honestly, probably all of the above you said, played certain roles. Yes, there were sentiments. But members of our party, I think, also had an overkill. Some, downtrodden, thought that probably federal government will come and just drive everybody and write the results. So the people also took, our members and supporters took Adeleke for granted, and the members of his party, his movement. And in such a way that what we ordinarily ought to do in certain places, we didn't do, thinking that, look, what is it? We'll win the election. We can even do whatever to win the election. That didn't happen. But yes, I agree with you, Senator Fadahunsi, who said he spoke in Yoruba. I don't speak Yoruba. I don't understand Yoruba that much. I think what he did was very wrong, for coming out to say kill, why anybody could speak the way he did. Probably those kind of things have certainly contributed to our downfall. Seizing all the funds, yes and no. Yes, there will be sentiment. Also, people would say, look, why? And if you look back, when the president was governor of Lagos State, this kind of thing happened. When Obasanjo seized the state funds. And I remember very well that even when Supreme Court said, give the money, Obasanjo did not release the money. So that also put sentiment for president when he was governor. And of course, people stayed with him. And at one time, it was only Lagos standing. So that, I think, also contributed to our downfall. Yes, it's true. But, overall, I honestly commend Mr. President, because when people thought that Mr. President will use the federal might, he didn't. Those that think that, look, we are going to take Osun by fire, by brimstone, it didn't happen. So, but it's a wake-up call for us that, look, Nigerians, and also INEC, I honestly commend INEC, that, look, no matter what people think of INEC, at least they have done the IRF thing, the uploading, and so on. So to us in APC, in government now, need to wake up that, look, what has happened in Osun, we should not take people for granted. In such a way that, look, we need to, for this time, the remaining time, we need to correct certain things in the way we govern the country or the states. And also, above all, the incumbency factor played great role in Osun State. The sitting governor, whom did very well for his people, according to what the members of public in Osun State are saying, that he did well, so that also contributed to him being re-elected, which means, as a whole, in states where APC is, at the helm of affairs now, they had better wake up. The people, the governors need to do things.
Yes, no say we are no say still on this Osun governorship election. You understand? With the yours conduct recently. So this man, this APC shifted. So it all deliberate concerning the outcome of the election. You understand? So listen to this man. This man is very sincere APC chairman. Like this man, like these people, they don't support the APC. You understand? I want to say this man an APC member because this man always did this year. Anytime I watch the program, you understand? He always did this year. You understand? Listen to the comments on this election. You know, say this man, he didn't know what he do. You understand? So he responded based on what the governor did in first time. You understand? So now the man talk, that be the comment. You understand? Now the fact, now what the governor do the first time, now make the people still vote for that. You understand? Not the other thing. You understand me? So many things we Nigeria need to learn for this election. You understand? We need to learn many things in terms of protecting our vote. You understand? So protect our vote. You understand? So don't set your right because of money. You understand? So we got to learn many things in this election. So on this election, so this current election. that was completed. You understand? So when I matter, I don't want to talk too much here. So make us sit down and talk to our conversation.